This is Tito Jackson, and you know I got soul, baby. I'm ready to roll.
All right. You know, I got Saul here with Tito Jackson, and honored to have you here for this interview. I want to talk about your current single, Get It Baby. It's really been a success at radio. Talk a little bit about how you created the song.
Well, I didn't create it solely. I was produced by Earl Powell, Michael Jackson, not my brother, and Jeff Robison. And they played this track for me, and I said, you know what? Let me live with it a little while. And they looked at each other like, wow, you don't like it, you know. But I just want to see how it felt after hearing it maybe 12, 13 times, because that's when you can really feel a record, whether you want to hear it again or whatever. So I lived with it a few days, and I said, you know what, this record is still buzzing in my ear. I found myself walking away from the music and still remembering, and it's in your head. So I said, you know, this is a catchy song. Right. So I decided to record the song, and everything else is history.
It's definitely catchy. You know, when you hear it, it's really grown, you know, has that throwback sound, and it definitely resonates with people. How do you think it would make people feel when they heard it for the first time?
Well, I think, first of all, they'd be surprised that I finally put out a record, first of all. And I think most people that hear the record for the first time seems to want to dance or move around. And so it's one of those records that make you want to pat your feet or, you know, just move something. And that's what I've been learning by seeing people listen to the record for the first time.
And how did the collaboration come about with you and the hip-hop legend Big Daddy Kane?
Big Daddy Kane. Now, my producer knew his management, and they sent the song over to the management company. Of course, the management company gave it to Big Daddy Kane. My producer got a call back and saying, from Big Daddy Kane saying, hey, man, tell me about this song you sent over. Is this Tito Jackson one of his artists or one of his production? What is it? What you want me to do? What's happening with it? He said, no, man, that's Tito singing. He said, no, really? It really is? Oh, wow, get Tito on the phone. So they called me up, Big Daddy Kane, said, hey, Tito, what's up? I said, hey, bro, what's happening? He goes, is that you singing on that song, Get It Baby? I said, yeah, that's me, Kane. He said, oh, man, I like that, man. I'm going to hook it up. In that case, bro, don't worry, I got you covered. In a matter of a day, he had the track back to me, and the rest is history. He really hooked it up. The guy's still a great artist.
I think it's pretty cool. We saw this article on Billboard. You were the 9th Jackson in the chart. You know, the song's already had a huge impact. What did that honor mean for you?
Well, all my brothers and sisters, even my own children, had charted in the charts and had records out. And I never had anything out, and people were just wondering why Tito never put out a record or whatever. Will he ever put out a record? It was a trivia question. That whole thing, wish Jackson's never recorded and released a record, and Charles Barkley was making little jokes and all that. And I said, you know what, I got to put a stop to this. You know, so I decided to get serious and record. You know, it's time, and I'm not raising children no more, and they're grown and gone, and I got all the time to promote and market and whatever I want to do with the song, or the album, I should say. So it's my time, and I just feel very much into it and ready to do it.
Can you touch on that misconception a little bit? People consider you the quietest Jackson, but you're so full of music. You have so much to offer as an artist. So.
Well, I never used to talk. I used to just, you know, just be quiet, I guess. I don't know if it was the right or wrong thing to do, but I had a lot of other siblings that talked a lot. So I just decided I would be one of the people that didn't talk so much. But so it caused people to say things that wasn't true. Or people make up their own conclusions when you don't speak out or speak up for yourself. So it's partially my fault for being quiet.
And what can fans expect from your new project, Tito Time?
Tito Time, they can expect the type of record that they can come home from a hard day work, you know, take off their shoes and they relax, put on their pajamas or their robe or whatever, and just relax, get a glass of wine, and just cool down for the day and enjoy the music.
Talk about, you know, did you handle writing and production on there? Did you work with any outside writers, producers?
Yeah, I worked with a lot of artists. I worked with Betty Wright, Clean Up Woman. I worked with Jocelyn Brown. I worked with a young lady who goes by the name Rue. And also I worked with my sons 3T, who also wrote and produced with me on this record. And they've done, I believe it was 4 tracks on this album. And we're planning on going on tour together and singing those songs and doing them live in concert.
So now, as you're really, branching out once again as a solo artist, how does that dynamic feel for you, especially, having so many years as part of the group?
Well, it started 10 years back. I started because my brothers weren't doing anything. We had decided to take a break after the long career, after the Victory Tour. And me being a musician, I was going crazy at home, not being able to go out and play my instrument or whatever. I was too shy and all this. So I got together with some friends in the neighborhood. None of them was professional musicians. They were just friends, my fishing buddies, my car buddies, but they played instruments. So we just started jamming in a friend's bar. It was the kind of bar that the guys who picked all the vegetables in California, they go in this bar and hang out. They drink beer. They don't even speak English, so I say it's safe. They don't need to know what I'm saying or how it's. They like the mariachi music, and they're shooting pool, and I'm rehearsing, 3 and 4 times a week, just, working on my craft, working toward being a solo artist. Because it took me some time to look over to my left and not feel nervous because Michael and Jermaine and Jackie and Marlon's not there no more. You got to carry this whole thing. All eyes are on you. So that took a time. I started doing blues because I love blues. I felt comfortable doing it, I should say. So I put together a little half an hour to an hour show, which entailed a lot of blues music along with Jackson 5 music. And I would travel all around the city doing this music. Then it became a national thing. Then it became a world thing. Then I say, okay, I'm making some traction here, but I have no solo music. That's the only ingredient that's missing. So I decided to really get serious about the recording and doing this.
And who taught you how to play the guitar growing up?
I was self-taught, actually. I've had people that showed me things, but basically I started out playing by sneaking my father's guitar out the closet, and he told us don't touch it, but I did, and I broke the string, and he punished me for it and then put it in my lap, say, show me what you know. I played a few things for him, and he was surprised. He gave it to me, bought himself a new guitar, and he told me, I want you to learn every song on the radio, and I did that. And my brothers, Jackie and Jermaine, and myself was the original Jackson brothers, and we thought we were the Isley brothers. We were singing Isley tunes and Temptations and all this stuff, and Michael and Marlon were just little bitty boys. They were like 3 and 5 or whatever. We kick them out the room because here we are, we're 5, 6 years older, and we don't want our little brother bothering us. You know how it is when you're little kids. And we heard Michael sing at the elementary school he went to, which was Garnett. I think he was in kindergarten. He sang a song called Climb Every Mountain, I believe. And he tore it up. We couldn't believe that was our brother up there singing that, and we didn't even know he could sing like that. We rushed him home, put him immediately in the group. You in it too, Marlon. In case we don't know anything about you, you're in it too. So Marlon and Michael joined the group together, and that's when we started really getting down and doing our thing. We started playing weddings and birthday parties and little club dates. Some little old lady came up to us and said, what's the name of your guys' band? And we said, well, ma'am, we really don't have a name. We call ourselves the Jackson Brothers, because we're all brothers. They said, well, it's 5 of you guys, and why don't you just call yourself the Jackson 5? We looked at each other and said, yeah, that got a little ring to it. Start calling ourselves the Jackson 5, and it stuck. Yeah.
And what was the moment like when you first heard your song on the radio when you was with the Jackson 5 group?
The most exciting thing in the world, because I had recorded a song called I'm a Big Boy Now in the early 60s, mid-60s, somewhere 64, 65. And we heard it on the radio, but we knew it was only being played local radio in Gary, Indiana. We wanted the type of music that would broadcast worldwide. So then to hear Motown behind your music, and that you were going to be everywhere. But here's the story before that. I didn't want to go to Motown because we were here playing Apollo Theater, and we had gotten a call from I think it was David Frost show, and he wanted us on his show. but we had already had an audition at Motown, and which I didn't want to go because I felt that if we're going to David Frost show, all the companies will see us. You know, in case Berry Gordy didn't like us, you know, now we got to start from square one. Make a long story short, we went to Motown, we auditioned. He didn't want to have children because he had little Stevie Wonder. It's not that he didn't want to have children, he just didn't want to deal with the rules and state laws that a child can't work more than 3 or 4 hours. Then they got to take breaks. Then they, you know, all these stipulations they had on Stevie's life. I can't deal with one kid, he said. What I'm going to do with 5 more? Then he saw us work, and he was so excited. Diana Ross' birthday was the next day. He said, I want you guys to perform for Diana Ross' party at my pool tomorrow. So here we are at this party, and every star on that roster was there, from the Temptations to Marvin Gaye to Smokey to Stevie to Diana Ross to Four Tops. And our song list was all their songs. So here we are singing their songs to them, and we were nervous as heck singing their songs to them. Could you imagine that? Because they know every bit of this song. But they loved it, and they accepted us, and we were more like Motown's little children. All the artists just took care of us like their little brothers or their own kids. They looked after us. They were very, very sweet and nice to us. They helped groom us. So I look at it that way.
That's awesome. And then just final question. You know, you've been successful for so long in music, legendary career. As you emerge once again as a solo artist, you know, what are your goals? What do you hope to achieve now?
Well, you know, because of some of the comments that's been said and some of the people didn't know my position as a musician in the group or whatever. So I just think it's time for me to make some type of statement, whether it's big, small, or little, or however. You know, I just wanted to say I did it. Whether it wins, whether it loses, or whatever, you know, I did give it a try. You won't know unless you try. You got to be in it to win it.
Anything you'd like to add?
I just like to say thank you to all the beautiful fans out there that supported me and my entire family all these years. I just like to say thank you so much for your support, because without you, it wouldn't be no us whatsoever. So thank you for loving us, and we love you always.